Hello everybody and welcome back to Fishing Barents Sea. As always, I am Dor, and today we are starting off with a full load just about. We're like 300 kilograms shy of having a full boat right now. So hopefully we can go ahead and make somewhere in the ballpark of another 40 grand right now so that we can go ahead and upgrade our boat before we head back out here today. So let's go ahead and gut the rest of these fish. That's already about halfway done. I think we need another 2 or 3 here. And I was also wrong about the other little harbor things here, because if we go to those, we can actually bait the lines and bait the lines and buy lines. The only thing we can't do in those areas is upgrade our boat, take out a loan, or I think that might be, or buy a new boat as well. We can't do that while we're there either. We can go to those other docks and buy the bait and the lines and stuff if we need to. We don't have to keep coming back to this place that we keep doing. So we are making, what is that, 5,700 bucks right there? I think 5,700 bucks, something like that. But we only actually made 45,000, so I'm not sure where that money went, to be honest. But okay, whatever. That's 45 grand in our pocket. We're up to 52,000 here. So let's go ahead and buy an upgrade for our boat after we go ahead and refuel, of course. So let's see. What do we want? Do we want a storage upgrade? We're not quite hitting it yet. We are getting close, but I don't want to waste 20,000 on adding an extra 1,000 kilos that aren't going to be used anytime soon. So let's actually buy the upgrade for the engine for 15,000. That's going to give us a little bit more speed to get around the map here. We can go ahead and also buy the radar thing, so whenever we do get near any of the zones or any of the areas that are shaded, we can go ahead and uncover a little bit more area there instead of the little thin line that we're doing right now. And I think the rest of those are going to be left alone for right now. I'm not going to waste any more money on those things. And then let's go over to the other shop. I think I'm going to leave the hooks alone. I don't want to buy any more. This is kind of the sweet spot for us. We almost got a full boatload off of the 3 hooks here. We were, I think, 300 kilograms shy of being fully loaded. So I don't want to buy any more. I don't want to waste the money on this hook either. It's 40,000, and I mean, we might as well just stick with these ones. And let's go ahead and buy the knife for 15,000 as well. And then same thing, we're not going to buy the binoculars. We're just going to be buying the sticks and the knives from this thing. I don't know what these are used for. I don't think they give us any bonuses or anything like that. It's just for seeing stuff in the distance, which isn't too bad to do. Okay, and then let's go ahead and bait the lines. We are still within the time frame for the boost in the haddock, I think it is. So let's actually bait the lines for something else. But before we actually do that, let's hold off on that actually, and let's go ahead and leave this area because I want to go to the dock or the harbor that's up top there, so we can go ahead and uncover some more of the map and hopefully find some more fishing spots. And this is actually where we just fished. This little spot changed. It was a little tiny circle last episode, and then it's this massive thing now that it's full of haddock and pollock. Not so much redfish. The redfish are not so much there. There is a ton of them here though. And the cod is non-existent right now because it is not in season, I think, is what's happening there. We do have a little bit up here, but I'm not going to bother fishing it just yet. I'm going to go ahead and fast travel to the zone that we can go to right now. So all the way up here, and that's going to be the end of it. We're going to try to go here really quick, and we might also drive over to this one and then try to uncover some area here because we need some more fishing spots. I don't want to be fishing in these two same areas over and over again because I think you can overfish on here, and then you kind of burn those areas and they don't produce any more fish. So I don't want to do that if that is a thing we can actually do here. And if we go ahead and take a look at the map here, we can see the little bit of improvement on the radar that we are getting from that little bit of money that we spent on it. And I think it's a little more noticeable on this one here if we look at it, because it's a bit more radius going on here. So this is the line without a radar on our boat, and that's pretty much as thick as it got. It's not very big, and then it's going to go ahead and uncover more area so that we can hopefully see more fish instead of having to kind of guess if we got a big patch of fish or something like that. So hopefully this kind of helps us in the long run here. Okay, so we made it here, and at this place we can't buy boats or buy any upgrades for them. Okay, and then if we go ahead and buy the bait, we can go ahead and do that from here. We can buy our little sticks and knives from here. They have a bank at least, so we can take out loans from this place, and they have a bunch of crew members ready to go. Let's see, we can take a $30,000 to $70,000 loan out if we want to go ahead and do that. This quest line is kind of decent. It pays 59 grand. So I guess some of these are good and some of them aren't. So we're actually going to go ahead and do this quest because all we need to do is deliver the fish back to the harbor that we just left, which is Hammerfest. We're over here on the top left of the map, so we need to drive back down the map. And in doing so, we can't fast travel for this quest. So it's going to give us 60 grand, and it's going to take us like 10-15 minutes maybe, because we just bought that engine upgrade. So let's go ahead and accept this quest. It's gonna go ahead and put it into our boat. There we go. Okay, so that's gonna be probably the easiest 50 grand or almost 60 grand that we've ever made in the game currently, and I think that's all that we can do here. I'm not going to bother baiting the lines because I don't remember if the bait goes bad on the lines or not, so I'm gonna not do that. Let's go ahead and leave this port, and if I could go ahead and back up instead of going forward, that would be preferable, so I don't hit the wall and damage our boat any more than we already have. I don't think I need to buy any fuel. We went through, what is that, 37 or 40 something, like 30 something things of fuel there, so we should be okay going back to Hammerfest this way without having to fuel up. And so all we got to do is basically just point in that direction and just let the boat drive itself. We don't need to worry about steering or anything like that. I think it's pretty much just a straight shot here if we open up the map. And yeah, not really. No, we have to steer a little bit here, but we'll get back there eventually. So while we're driving here, we can go ahead and get up and move around the boat here while it's driving. It doesn't need us to steer or anything like that, but we can go down here, and I think I jumped down here for a split second a couple episodes ago, but we have a little chair and stuff down here. We got a little clock on the wall there. We have a picture of our boat. I think our boat on the wall there. We can interact with this thing. I don't think there's any point to it. I don't think there's any like survival aspect of this game, so it's just like a visual thing to go ahead and have a furnace going. And we can't pass time in the cabin here, which would be kind of nice if we could just like take a nap and just leave our boat floating, but you can't do that. So let's go ahead and head on out here. Is there anything else that we haven't interacted with? We have our gear to go ahead and throw it on out there. We have our cutting board. Oh, the knife changed. The one we just bought is right there instead of the other one that was there. So that's pretty cool. We go ahead and interact with that whenever we do have stuff in the water there. So let's actually jump back in the boat here. One of the good things about driving back here is going to be that we get a bunch of kilometers added on to the next license for our next boat, basically. So that's nice. We get some more time put into that, and we can hopefully see the other boat that we get unlocked that we aren't going to be able to afford for a little while, but we'll get there eventually. I'm also going to try and drive through the area that isn't discovered yet instead of driving back down the line that we came up on, so that we get some more area uncovered here so that we can see some more fishing spots as well. But I'm going to go ahead and just drive back now. There's really not much else we can do except just wait until we get there. The boat is a little bit quicker. We are topping out at 9 miles an hour instead of the 12 though, and that's because we have some weight in us. So I actually just realized the reason we only got 45,000 on the initial sale that we started the episode off on was because the game subtracted the cost of the bait going into that catch. So we made like 50 something thousand, but it subtracted the overall cost of it and gave us a net income of 45,000 because that's what we made without the cost of the bait going into it. So yeah, we made like 50 something thousand, but we only made 45,000 realistically because we bought the bait going into it. All right, so on the drive over here, I remembered why I didn't want to go ahead and do any manual driving for a little while until we get a faster boat. This thing is very slow. That was not a very quick drive over here, but this is going to be a pretty easy 60 grand. It just took us a little while to get here, so that's nice. We're up to 76,000 right now. We're 104,000, right? 104,000 away from being able to buy that second boat, the big red boat. So let's actually see if this place has any quests that we can do. 2,800 for that quest. I don't really want to waste the time doing that. Where does this want? It wants us to take it to a cruise ship too for only 2,800. I don't want to do that. We could take out a loan if we want to do that. We should be able to go and pay that back off if we do that. But I think for right now, what we'll end up doing is actually baiting the lines and going and grabbing some redfish, because there's a ton of redfish by the other dock that we just took that last little quest line from. So let's go ahead and bait them all with the redfish bait, and then we can go ahead and fast travel back up there. Let me go ahead and fuel up the car, or the boat as well, not the car. And do we have enough to do anything else? I want to kind of buy another engine upgrade in all honesty, because this thing is annoyingly slow. So there we go. We have 8 horsepower in the engine now, and hopefully we can go ahead and get around a little bit quicker here. So let me go ahead and fast travel back up there, lay the lines, and then let them soak, and then I'll come back and we will see how much weightage we have, I guess. Okay, so we ended up having 2,700 kilograms of fish here, and I think that's the most that we've had so far in our boat at one time here. So that's going to be our little record here going forward, and sooner or later we'll eventually be able to go ahead and get a full boatload of fish, but we haven't gotten there quite yet. And let's go ahead and gut the rest of these, and then we can go ahead and sell them. And I think this might go ahead and be maybe the best profit we've gotten so far. We might get another 50,000, 40-something thousand if we're lucky. Okay, so we are getting 38,000 for the redfish. We're getting 12 grand for the pollock there. We're getting another 3,800 for the haddock, and we managed to catch 3 cod, so we're getting 2 grand for those. That's pretty nice. Let's go ahead and sell all that. We ended up with 47,000, so that's pretty much the most we've ever made off of fishing itself, so that's pretty good. And we are up to 84,000 here. Do we have another quest thing that we can go ahead and do eventually? We do have another quest that's to go ahead and deliver more fillets to the same place for another 60 grand. I'm gonna go ahead and do this quest maybe once or twice, depending if it's actually here a second time or a third time here, because this is the second time it's actually here. Okay, so I went ahead and did that mission another 4 times. So we did one together, and then we went ahead and did it 2 more times for the same price, and then it went ahead and jumped in price for 99,000, and then it jumped again to 104,000. So I think we get 1,000 every kilo that we are transporting here. So what I want to go ahead and do now, because we have 400,000 in our pocket here, is I want to go ahead and actually pick up this boat over here, the Yazzie, because that's a speedboat, and I think that's going to be the fastest boat that's currently available to us. So if we go ahead and click on it, we can go ahead and buy it because it's only 180,000. That's not really too bad for us. And what I want to go ahead and do with this thing is I want to go ahead and upgrade it. That's the wrong screen. I want to go ahead and put the engine upgrades into it so that we are as fast as we can get with it. That should be an extra 25 horsepower, I think, put into the engine. So initially it starts with 50 without any upgrades into it, and we are currently at 50 horsepower. Okay, so I guess that doesn't change to show the engine upgrades to it, but okay, we have 25 extra horsepower into it. And if we can, how do I go about looking at, oops, that's the wrong one. How do I go about looking at the overall storage capacity? 2,000 kilograms available in this thing. Let us go ahead and actually upgrade that maybe once. I might go ahead and upgrade this more in between episodes here. So that's only going to be 500. That's going to be 1,500 added into it. Let's go ahead and do 2 of those, and then we might go ahead and do the last one if we need to, depending on how much more weight that mission like increases by, because it's increasing a little bit now, and I haven't gone back to the dock to actually see how much more it's going to be requiring. Let's go ahead and also upgrade the radar so that we can go ahead and uncover some more area here as well. And then I think that's all we're going to do to this. We can go ahead and change the name on this one as well. All right, so I think that's what we'll settle for with this one, because we don't plan on fishing at all with this boat. I don't want to do any fishing with it, because right now I think right now we're barely at the capacity that the other boat has, and this one also has less hooks available, so this one's max length is only 500, which is what we're using currently, so it's not really that much of a difference, but the other one has a max of 1,000, so we could get more fish with that one than this one. And this one's more for just getting around the map, I think, and that's exactly what we're going to go ahead and use it for. So we're going to go ahead and go to the top of the map here, or not to the top of the map, but to the location that I wanted to go ahead and go to. So let's go ahead and toggle the lights off, and we are going to go to, if I can go ahead and get out of this little zone for a second, we are going to try and go up here really quick to see what this dock has available, or the harbor has available to us. There is one more, I believe. Oh, there's 2 more, actually. There's one way over here, and there's one all the way over here. I'm not going to go to those ones just yet, because those are quite a ways out. This is already going to take us a few minutes. But then we're going to see what that one has available. I think that might be another one where we can actually upgrade our boat at, and then we can go ahead and see if it has any extra missions that are available. And then in between episodes, I'm going to be running that mission over and over again, just racking up the money here so that we can go ahead and buy a bigger boat, so that we can go ahead and get more hooks in the water to get more fish out of it. And already this might be a little bit quicker. We're only hitting 24, 25, 27. Okay, oh, you know what? We might have been kind of slowed down in the little harbor there, because now we're at 28. And are we going to go any faster? It looks like we are going to go a little bit faster. So this is going to go ahead and help us get around the map a bit quicker here. Let me actually go ahead and plop the map open again and set down some of these guys so that we can go ahead and get around to that area a little bit faster here. So let's go there, and then I'll go ahead and just drive the rest of the way there, and hopefully we get there in a speedy amount of time here. Okay, cool. So this place actually has a bank and a bar, so we can take out loans or do little missions, but there are no missions for us to do at this place right now. We can also hire a staff. We can go ahead and get the license, which I think you can do at every place. And then what do we got here? Do we got anything new? No. We can go ahead and upgrade our stuff if we want. I'm gonna go ahead and actually drive back to the other place that's on the top there. I can't can't remember the name of it, something with an A. But we're going to go back up there because that's the place that has the mission that's making us the most money right now. So hopefully with this thing, we can go ahead and get the money flowing in a little quicker, because it was still taking me like 20 minutes to drive back and forth. If I can go ahead and get out of this dock, that would be preferable here so I don't damage the boat too bad here. This thing hit a top speed of, I think, 38 to 39 mile an hour on the way here. Any slight turning, it loses a bunch of speed, so that's something to keep in mind as we're trying to go back and forth here, trying to get the straightest line to the dock, or to and from the dock here. So if I could get this thing to go through here, I can't get it to go through there. Okay, never mind, I'll just do it manually. Something else that I just noticed on the way over here, the fast travel doesn't keep your boat going at max speed, because this thing, like I said, it maxed out at like 38 to 39 mile an hour, or usually like 20 something mile an hour, and it kept the boat at a steady 15 all the way here. So maybe it might be quicker just to drive it manually instead of using the fast travel thing. But let's go ahead and take out that quest again, and now it's going to go for 151,000. So it just took a 47,000 buck jump there, so that's going to be pretty decent here. And then hopefully with all of that weight, how much are we taking? We're taking 1,500 kilograms. Hopefully that doesn't have too much of an impact on the speed here. As long as we're going, I'll settle for 15 mile an hour. I'll settle for really anything. I need to go ahead and fuel up to just be safe here, actually. Okay, so let's go ahead and give this a go and see just... Oh man, I don't like the docks in this game. I can't get out without always just beating up the boat here. I'm going to see just how fast we can go. So we're hitting 7 mile an hour backwards. And let's see if we can get out of the zone so I can go ahead and make a U-E and go. Okay, so as we start to leave here, let's go ahead and keep an eye on our max speed here. As long as we can go ahead and get a little faster than 9, because that's what our top speed was the last time we just did it with the other boat here. So we were around 9 mile an hour all the way back. It took forever. We are currently at 16, so that's already... just about double, right? Once we hit 18, that's going to be double the speed, if we're actually able to hit 18. And I think we might be able to. We just hit 17, and we're still climbing, so that's a good sign. So let me actually plop down waypoints to try and keep ourselves going as straight as we can here, because some of these areas are not, like, we can't keep going because of that island there. So let's do that, and then we'll probably turn one more time and go all the way down to this thing if we can, and then turn, and then that'll be the last turn that we do. I think that might actually be our top speed. 17.3, 17.4 is what it keeps bouncing between. Oh, it just went up to 0.5, but I don't think we're going to get to 18 mile an hour. So I think 17 is going to be our top speed there. So it should still take us about 10 minutes, maybe give or take a few minutes here. I don't know exactly, but we'll get there eventually, and then we'll go ahead and make an easy 150,000 on top of this little trip here. Okay, so I stand corrected. We're hitting about 20 to 20.5. So we are definitely going double the speed, just slightly, a little bit over double the speed here. So we're definitely going to get there a lot quicker than we were doing on the other boat here. So hopefully this is going to make it a whole lot easier to rack up some cash here. All right, well, this is going to be the easiest 150,000 we're probably going to make right now. And on the way into the dock thing here, we actually hit a top speed of 23 mile an hour, not 30 mile an hour. So that was pretty nice. I think it's just because the water right here is not choppy, so we just hit like top speed there, but that was not all the way across here. We hit the 20 mile an hour mark for the majority of that little trip here, or 21 mile an hour, 20 to 21 mile an hour, I can't remember. But yeah, we just made 150,000, so we're up to 240,000, and I don't think there's anything else we need to do on the boat here. I'm just gonna go ahead and refuel it, and let's go ahead and maybe go ahead and pick up this thing. Actually, no, we don't need to pick that thing up yet because we weren't even halfway filled up on that little delivery here. But I think for right now, that's actually gonna go ahead and be it for today's episode. So in between episodes here, I'm gonna go ahead and do that mission a few more times because I want to go ahead and buy the other boat. So I'm not quite sure if we're gonna go with this one or if we're gonna go ahead and just skip it and go to this one, because this has 10,000 hook lines, so that might be really good for us to go ahead and use. I don't want to skip into these two because that is the open water stuff, and I feel like if we do that, that's going to be skipping a bunch of stuff with these guys, because these have the net fishing available and they have the normal long line fishing available. So we might go ahead and skip over to this one if we have enough money. It's almost 2 million. I don't know if we're actually going to get that much money. We might actually have to use this one for a little bit to go ahead and fish with it, but I guess we'll go ahead and see whether or not I have enough money next episode to go ahead and pick that boat up. But for right now, that's going to go ahead and be it for today's episode. So hope you guys enjoyed as always, and I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching.